Hello friends, welcome to our story. Before we start, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also tell us in the comments where you're watching from, maybe New York, London, Canada, or Australia. We want to know! Nora Parker was a woman who seemed to have everything. A thriving tech empire, a mansion on the hill, and a glittering life in the city. But at 55 years old, grief and loneliness had stolen the sparkle from her eyes. 3 years ago, her only son, Michael, was gone. Taken from her in a car accident. No amount of wealth could bring him back. Every month, like clockwork, Nora would drive her sleek black sedan to Evergreen Cemetery and walk through the iron gates, clutching a bouquet of lilies, Michael's favorite flowers. She dressed in a tailored black coat and high heels that clicked against the stone path as she made her way to his grave. It was a chilly Tuesday afternoon in early winter. The gray sky threatened snow, and the wind rustled the bare branches of the oaks lining the cemetery. Nora's breath came out in small clouds as she rounded the corner where Michael's headstone stood. The marble stone read Michael Parker, beloved son, 1990 to 2020. Nora felt the familiar ache in her chest as she approached, placing the lilies gently on the damp grass. This was her sacred time, a private ritual where she spoke to her son, told him about the deals she closed that week. The new car she bought, but how empty it felt without him to ride shotgun. The grand plans she had for Parker Industries. Everything was quiet except the soft coo of a mourning dove perched nearby. But then Nora heard something that made her heart skip a beat. The sound of sobbing broke the silence. Her eyes darted around and finally landed on a figure kneeling at Michael's grave. Nora's breath caught. A young woman in a worn gray coat was hugging a little girl tightly, as if clinging to some last piece of hope. Both their faces were buried in the tombstone, shoulders shaking with quiet, desperate cries. The child, maybe 5 or 6 years old, wore a faded pink jacket and mismatched mittens. Nora's hand clenched the stem of one of her lilies. Anger and confusion surged through her at the sight of these strangers at her son's resting place. Who were they, she thought, and how dare they invade this private moment? She marched toward them, her heels clicking sharply against the stone path. Her voice cut through the cold air like ice. "Excuse me, this is a private grave. You don't have any right to be here." The young woman froze and then slowly looked up. Her face was streaked with tears and dirt, her cheeks red from crying. The little girl cradled in her arms looked up at Nora with wide dark eyes that shimmered with tears. When the woman spoke, her voice was shaking like a leaf in the wind. "I'm so sorry," the woman whispered, rising to her feet and pulling the little girl close. "I didn't know anyone was coming today. I was just leaving." Nora folded her arms, seething. "It doesn't matter. I asked you a question. Who are you? And why are you at my son's grave?" The woman wiped her nose on her sleeve. "My name is Christine Walters. This is my daughter, Lily." Nora's eyebrows shot up. She looked at the little girl for the first time. Lily had big dark eyes that, for a moment, reminded Nora of someone. The tilt of their head, the shape of her mouth. Lily stared back at Nora curiously, one thumb in her mouth. Nora glared down at Christine. "Those eyes, that face. You look familiar," she said slowly. A knot of unease formed in her stomach. Christine straightened. "I know this is a lot, Mrs. Parker, but I had to come." "Michael." Christine's voice caught on her name. "Michael meant a lot to me." Nora's pulse quickened. "Michael was my son, my family. This is his grave. You have no business being here." Christine took a shaky breath. She looked down at Lily and gently smoothed a strand of dark hair off the little girl's face. "He was important to us, too." Nora felt her heart freeze. "Important? How?" she snapped. The wind blew through the cemetery, making the branches overhead creak. Christine kept her eyes on Nora. Her hand tightened protectively on Lily's arm. Finally, she looked Nora in the eyes and said softly, "Michael and I were together. We loved each other." Nora's grip on the lilies in her hand tightened so hard that her knuckles whitened. The red flowers crumpled in her fist, and petals scattered onto the wet grass. She could hardly breathe. A million thoughts flashed through her mind. What? This woman is lying. This must be some kind of sick joke. But the way Christine looked at her, there was a quiet strength there, a pain that Nora recognized from losing her own child. Nora's lips went dry as she barely whispered, "What did you just say?" Christine swallowed hard. "Lily is Michael's daughter. Your granddaughter. The words hit Nora like a punch in the stomach. She stumbled back, dazed. No, that's impossible, she hissed. My son would have told me. He told me everything. Christine shook her head. Tears sprang into her eyes. He tried to tell you, Mrs. Parker. He really wanted to. But he was afraid. He said you had other plans for him, plans that didn't include me. Nora's face flushed with anger. How dare you? I don't know what you're trying to do, but I won't let you sully Michael's memory like this. You're lying. Christine's shoulders sagged. She was spent with sobs, but now her voice was steady. I'm not lying. I worked at Joe's Cafe on 5th Street. Michael would come in every morning for coffee. We started talking, and one day he just stayed to talk all night. We fell in love. I got pregnant, and he was the happiest man alive. He wanted us to be a family. He wanted you to meet us. Nora seethed. If any of this were true, he would have introduced you to me. We would have all gone out to dinner. He would never hide you from me. Christine shook her head sadly. He tried. 3 times he almost told you about me and Lily, but each time he backed away. He told me he was afraid you'd disown him. Nora's mind raced. Michael had been acting odd in the months before his accident, often late nights, secret phone calls. He did sneak around a lot near the end, Nora admitted in a tight voice. I thought it was work stress. Christine took another steadying breath. He wanted to tell you so badly, but he said you would never accept a waitress, that you would never accept me. She choked, trying to hold back fresh tears. I did my best, Mrs. Parker. I love Lily. I love your son. And I know he loved you too. Nora felt her face burn. A memory flashed. A photo Michael once showed her, of Christine in a yellow dress, smiling with a small baby at the beach. She had laughed it off at the time as a random snapshot. But what if it was Lily? Christine spoke up quietly, pulling a small photograph from her purse. He gave me this, on the day Lily was born. She handed it to Nora with trembling hands. Nora snatched it and looked down at the picture Michael, grinning with bright eyes, his arm around a younger, happier Christine. Christine held a tiny newborn wrapped in a pink blanket. Michael was kissing the baby's forehead. On the back, in Michael's neat handwriting, it read, Michael to his 2 girls, the loves of my life. A cold shock ran through Nora. She blinked and looked up, tears gathering. Could this really be true? All at once, things made sense. Michael's strange withdrawals, the way he would smile at a text message, the times he disappeared for days. Nora felt her knees weaken and she sank onto the grass, the photo fluttering out of her hand. A leaden weight settled in her stomach. No, 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 she whispered. Christine stepped forward and put a gentle hand on Nora's shoulder. He was really happy, Mrs. Parker. I know this must hurt, but I just wanted you to know. Nora sat numbly. She lifted her eyes to look at Lily. The little girl with brown eyes and dark curls had Michael's nose and the same dimpled chin. Nora remembered she was a carbon copy of her father at that age. Christine had Lily in one arm and now held another item up, a small bracelet made of newborn photos. He had this made for Lily, Christine said softly. He wanted you to have it, said you'd love having something that belonged to both of his daughters. Nora took the bracelet in her trembling hand. 2 tiny pictures of Lily and Michael side by side. Her heart shattered. 3 years of pain, lost birthdays and Christmases, and all because Michael had a secret life he was too afraid to share. She looked back at Christine, and instead of anger there was now sorrow. Where do you live now? She asked hoarsely. How are you and Lily living out here? Christine held Lily tight. We move around a lot. Sometimes shelters, sometimes I beg cousins or friends to take us in. I work full-time, but it's never enough with how expensive everything is. Nora couldn't contain the despair in her voice. You're raising Michael's daughter in shelters? I'm doing the best I can, Christine replied firmly. Lily has food, a roof over her head most nights. I love her with all my heart. Nora bit her lip. Love? That was something Nora had given Lily. Everything else. That child has a right to better, Christine. Anger was back in her tone, but there was something else in her eyes now. Fear. Fear that her family line, Michael's legacy, might vanish into poverty. Christine shook her head, standing up straighter. Lily is safe. She's warm and loved, even if we don't have much. That's what matters. Nora's face hardened. No, I will not let your poverty punish my granddaughter. Her mind raced. Just moments ago she had hated Christine. Now her grandmother's love was kicking in. She couldn't imagine Lily at a shelter or hungry. Lily is my daughter's daughter. I can give her a real home, education, everything she deserves." Christine's eyes flashed with anger and sadness. "She already has a mother," she said quietly. "I am her mother. Michael chose me to take care of her." Nora stepped forward until she was standing very close to Christine. "He's not here," she said low, each word deliberate. "I am, and I have the power to give her everything you never could." A small, cruel thought flickered in Nora's mind. "Garbage like you." She caught herself. No, she didn't say that out loud, but in her chest, something cold and steely took root. She turned abruptly and walked away, her heels clicking. She needed a plan. As Nora walked to her expensive car parked among the gray monuments, she pulled out her phone and dialed. "Margaret?" She spoke into the phone. "This is Nora. I need you to find out everything you can about a woman named Christine Walters. Do not miss a thing, and I want an update by tomorrow morning." She hung up and glanced back at the cemetery. Through the black iron gates, she could still see Christine lifting Lily up to the gravestone. Nana Parker's eyes narrowed. "That child belongs to me now," she muttered. "And I always get what I want." The next morning, Nora sat behind her immense mahogany desk on the top floor of Parker Industries Tower. Through the glass windows, behind her, the city spread out in a sprawling patchwork of streets and lights. In all her years, she had never felt as restless or unsettled as she did now. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Lily's little face and the broken stare of Christine. She looked at the photograph of Michael on her desk, him smiling at a beach, the same smile he had in Christine's photo. Michael's grin was bigger than Nora had ever seen, and it broke her heart to realize that had been rare. A knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. "Come in," Nora called. Her private investigator, Daniel Lee, stepped in. He was a sharp-eyed man in his early 50s who had worked for Nora for 10 years, digging up everything on rivals and petty thieves alike. "Good morning, Mrs. Parker," he said, sitting across from her and opening his leather briefcase. "I have all the information you requested." Nora didn't wait to be asked. "Tell me everything." "I want to know who the hell this Christine Walters is." Daniel flipped through the file. "Christine Marie Walters, age 32, born and raised in our city. She has no college degree, only a high school diploma. After that, she worked low-wage jobs. For the past 5 years, she was a waitress at Joe's Cafe." Nora tensed at the name but stayed silent. Daniel continued. "Michael Parker was a regular there. Witnesses say they struck up a friendship about 6 years ago, and by that fall they were dating. She took maternity leave in 2021, so their daughter Lily was born that spring. Michael was listed as the father on the birth certificate." Nora closed her eyes briefly. 6 years of secret. Lily was 4. Daniel's voice drew her attention back. "After Michael died in 2020, Christine's life fell apart. She lost her job 8 months later, then her apartment. Since early this year, she's been moving between shelters or sofa surfing with acquaintances. She currently works as a cleaner at a shopping mall." Nora's jaw tightened. "You said she has no criminal record, right?" "Clean as a whistle," Daniel confirmed. "No arrests or charges. No history of substance abuse. She's described as hard-working and polite by anyone I talked to. Except, of course, the cafe manager said her heart wasn't really in her work at the end." Nora felt sick. "What about Lily? Is she in school?" Daniel glanced at another file. "She was enrolled in public preschool last year, but attendance is spotty because of Christine's housing instability. According to the head teacher, Lily is bright and friendly, but sometimes tired or hungry by afternoon. She's been behind in a few areas, but overall she's eager to learn." Nora stood and walked to the window, staring down at the city below. Somewhere in all of this hustle, her granddaughter Lily was trying to keep up with spelling words. My granddaughter, eating cafeteria food, Nora thought, clenching her fist. She was the only living blood of Michael's, and she deserved every opportunity Nora could provide. But in her mind echoed a small, nagging voice. He didn't want her to grow up like this. She turned back. "What about DNA testing?" she asked Daniel. "I want proof beyond doubt that Lily is my blood." Daniel nodded. "A paternity lab is arranged. They need cooperation, though. They'd have to swab the child's cheek or something." Nora didn't break eye contact. "Then you'll do it without her knowing if you have to," she said quietly. "Send over a social worker claim of some kind. Medical exam for the child in daycare, whatever it takes. I want that DNA result this week." Daniel shifted uncomfortably. "That's tricky. We can't legally force the child without a warrant or permission." Nora's eyes flashed dangerously. Get creative, Daniel. Just get it done. 3 days later, on a crisp Friday afternoon, Nora found herself once again at Evergreen Cemetery. The late autumn sun cast long shadows between the stones. Christine and Lily arrived like clockwork, Lily clutching a small bouquet of wildflowers she had picked along the road. As always, Lily knelt beside the gravestone and spoke softly, "Hi, Daddy." "Mommy and I miss you." Nora crept up behind them. Christine looked up, startled, as Nora's elegant shadow fell over them. When she saw who it was, Christine's face drained of color. "Mrs. Parker," Christine stammered, standing quickly. Lily shrank a little, sensing tension. "I was just about to leave. Don't worry, we don't want any trouble." Nora's tone was gentler than before, carefully measured. "Actually, I wanted to talk to you." Christine swallowed hard. "Okay, about what?" Nora glanced at Lily playing quietly with her flowers. "About Lily," she said. "My granddaughter." Christine's lip trembled. "What about her?" "I believe you're telling the truth, Christine." Nora took a deep breath. "I did some investigating. The timelines match. I saw that photograph. And Lily, she really does look a lot like Michael." Relief and terror warred on Christine's face. You believe me?" Nora nodded, but there was a steeliness in her eyes. "I want to do the right thing, Christine. I know Lily has the right to know her family and her heritage, but I also need to be sure." Christine's eyes narrowed suspiciously. "So what? You'll just take her with a DNA test and be done with it?" Nora held up a hand softly. "I'm willing to consider other arrangements, but first we need certainty. A DNA test will confirm Lily is truly Michael's child once and for all." "What? Why? So you can take her away?" Christine's lip quivered. "My first priority is Lily's future," Nora said carefully. "Your situation, it worries me. I can offer stability, education, a good life. I just need to know for sure." Christine glanced over at Lily. Her daughter was innocent, smiling as she thought of colors or something. Christine's heart ached. She had to make a decision. Sighing in defeat, she nodded. "All right, if it will ease your mind, we'll do the test. Just the test." Nora forced a smile. "Good, just the test, I promise." Christine said softly, "I just want what's best for her." Nora's face froze at Christine's words, but she immediately composed herself and nodded. "Of course." 7 days later in her office, Nora held the DNA report in trembling hands. Her heart hammered as she read the words, "Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Christine Walters is the biological mother of Lily Parker." The result was undeniable. Nora Parker's only child had indeed had a daughter. For a moment, relief and joy washed over Nora. She closed her eyes and remembered Michael's face. How happy he looked in that photograph. The knowledge that a part of him lived on brought a warm glow in her chest. But then she thought of Christine Walters, the poor waitress raising Lily in a cramped shelter. That warm glow hardened into ice. "My granddaughter is living like this?" Nora's lip curled. It was unacceptable. She picked up the phone. "Daniel," she said the moment he answered. Her tone clipped. "The test came back. I want full custody of Lily. Prepare the paperwork. I'll be pressing charges of neglect and unfit parenting. I want Lily placed under my care by the end of this month." Daniel hesitated. "Mrs. Parker, that could be tricky. We need evidence of neglect or abuse, otherwise the court may not grant it that easily." "Find it," Nora snapped. "Talk to the school, social services, whoever. If Christine hasn't missed any appointments, then make something up. Get my granddaughter out of that wretched environment." Daniel clicked his tongue. "Understood, but be careful. I don't care how, just make sure Lily is with me." Nora ended the call, face determined. Meanwhile, Christine had finally found a full-time cleaning job at a local community center, and the pay was just enough to rent a dingy apartment for her and Lily. Lily had started attending a free after-school program. Life was still hard, but Christine managed with a brave smile for her daughter's sake. But things started to go wrong, one by one. First, a social worker showed up at their flat. She asked too many questions about Lily's sleeping arrangements, her meals, how often Christine was at work. Christine answered honestly, thinking the woman might be investigating the welfare case. Instead, the social worker took notes with a blank expression. Then at the diner where Christine was now working part-time, the assistant manager called her in. He said a customer claimed Christine shortchanged them. He said Christine was surly and he had to let her go. Christine was stunned, having never stolen or been rude to anyone in her life. But there was a friendly tap on the shoulder that she didn't see, and when she turned around, both manager and customer looked away. By lunchtime the next day, Christine was behind on bills. Her heart sank, knowing the system would find these slip-ups damning. The breaking point came on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Christine was walking Lily home from the after-school program, which was at a nearby church. Lily skipped beside her, talking about the craft project she'd just made. Suddenly a police car rolled up and 2 officers stepped out. "Christine Walters?" one officer said. Christine's blood froze. "Yes, you're under arrest for theft," he said. "Handcuffs already out." "What? Theft?" Christine's heart pounded in her chest. I didn't do anything. This is a mistake." Officer 2 pulled out a warrant. "Joe's Cafe reported $300 missing last week, and your fingerprints were on the register. We also found the cash in your bag." Christine shook her head violently. "That's not true. Someone must have planted it." Lily, terrified, ran around Christine's legs, crying, "Mommy, no, don't take my mommy." Christine dropped to her knees and wrapped her arms around Lily. "It's okay, sweetheart. Mommy's fine," she whispered, though her own tears fell. "You're coming with me, remember? I said I'd fix everything." "Ma'am," the officer said, "we need to take her in. We'll inform child services. Lily cannot be left alone right now." Christine stood. "No, you don't understand. We have nowhere else to go." But it was too late. The handcuffs clicked around her wrists. Lily screamed as they pulled Christine into the police car. Through the window, Christine mouthed, I love you, to her daughter, who could only cling to the curb and cry out. Christine sat in the cold interrogation room, trembling. She kept hearing Lily's cries echo in her head as the officers led her away. Fear and anger churned in her stomach. She knew what would likely happen next. A court case, a conviction, and Lily, lost to her. A few weeks later, in a tense courtroom, reality hit Christine even harder. The judge listened to evidence of the theft, the waitress's frantic explanations, that her ex-fiancé's mother was trying to take Lily away, that someone set her up, were met with blank looks. The jury didn't see Christine's love. They saw a transient woman accused of burglary, a photograph of Nora Parker testifying about Christine's inadequate living conditions, sealed it. When the gavel came down, the judge declared Christine guilty. He believed the prosecution's interpretation of losing her child due to her lifestyle, and at sentencing he declared that Lily's welfare was the top priority. Christine, now 32, stared in disbelief as the judge sentenced her to 15 years in prison for a crime she did not commit. Time for a break, the judge added, implying custody would be decided then. Nora, who had testified, stood outside the courtroom with Lily nestled in her arms. Lily was 4, small and shaking. A lawyer approached Nora quietly, placing a document in her hand. It was an order. Lily Parker will be placed in the temporary custody of her maternal grandmother. Nora Parker, Christine screamed up at the gallery, tearing at her hair. No, you can't do this. She's my daughter. But the sheriff dragged her away. Through tears, Christine understood. This wasn't about justice. It was Nora taking Lily. As the guards led Christine out of the courtroom, she saw Nora in the back row. Nora sat perfectly still, expression frozen, their eyes locked for one moment through the thick glass of the jury room. Christine's heart broke as she realized the truth fully. Everything had been taken from her, her child, her freedom, all gone. She shouted, "You did this to us!" But the guards muffled her cries. That evening, Nora returned to her mansion. In a guest room, she found Lily curled up with Nora's favorite cashmere blanket, fast asleep on a king-size bed. The little girl looked peaceful. Clean pajamas, a teddy bear on the pillow, soft music playing. Nora smiled sadly. Here at last was her family intact. But at what cost? Lily woke up as Nora hovered by the bed. "Grandma," she asked in a tiny voice, "will Mommy be back soon?" Nora paused. She knelt down and wiped Lily's tears with gentle hands. "Mommy had to go away, sweetheart. She'll get help." It was a lie. Nora's heart twisted, but she believed she was protecting Lily from more pain. "You're with me now, honey. I'm your family. I promise I'll take care of you." Lily sniffled and buried her face in Nora's cardigan. "I miss Mommy." Nora hugged her tightly. "I know you do, but you're safe here. You'll have a good life. You'll learn piano, go to a great school." She trailed off as Lily quietly sobbed. Nora remembered Michael holding her together after his accident and for the first time felt truly helpless. Over the next months, Nora was determined. She hired caretakers, teachers, anything to make Lily's life perfect. On paper, private tutors, plush bedrooms, designer clothes. Lily had everything money could buy, but no amount of money could replace a mother's love. Lily's cries for Christine at night were constant, and while Nora never raised a hand to her, Lily felt no warmth from her grandmother, only stern guidance and schedules. Nora gave love the only way she knew: stability, discipline, and control. 4 years passed. Christine's days in prison blurred into routines. Each morning she woke in the cramped cell, folding laundry in the prison workshop, eating bland meals, sleeping on a hard cot. But each night, as lights dimmed, she closed her eyes and pictured Lily's face. She talked to Lily in her mind. "I love you, baby. I'm coming back for you." Over the years, her heart wore down but never broke. She wrote letter after letter to Nora, poured out her soul on prison paper, how much she missed Lily, begged her grandmother to be kind. None of those letters ever reached Lily. Nora burned them all without a second glance. Lily grew up inside Nora's cold mansion. By age 8, she played the piano on stage and had perfect grades. People admired Nora for giving her granddaughter everything. But behind closed doors, Lily's eyes were hollow. She had stopped asking about her mother as a way to cope. Instead, she buried herself in achievements, in reading, in endless chores. By adolescence, she was polite but distant. Nora would catch her staring out the window at night, tears quietly streaming down. She never understood why this child who had everything felt so empty. One bright spring day, 10 years after that tragic afternoon, Nora found Lily waiting for her in the foyer of Parker Industries Tower. Lily was now 14, tall for her age, wearing a crisp suit and carrying a stack of papers, only part of an apprenticeship program Nora had arranged. "Good morning, Grandma," Lily chimed, hugging Nora. Nora smiled tightly. On the surface, Lily seemed fine, but something was different. The polite smile didn't reach Lily's eyes. Nora's phone buzzed. It was Daniel. She stood aside to take the call. "Did you do it? Did you get my granddaughter?" Nora asked anxiously. "There's a small complication," Daniel said hesitantly. "Christine Walters was released early on good behavior." Nora froze, phone in hand. Daniel cleared his throat. "She's been spotted working in the city, in a cleaning crew downtown. Nothing illegal, but it's Christine Walters all right." Nora felt a knot in her stomach. Where?" she managed to whisper. "Is that going to be a problem?" Daniel asked. Nora's mind raced. "Find out which building she's cleaning, and get Lily transferred out immediately." Her voice was icy. "I don't want them anywhere near each other." Daniel hesitated. "That might be hard. Lily volunteers to help with the interns at that company." "Then tell the company CEO I forbid it. I have authority here, Daniel." Nora's grip on the phone tightened. "Do it." She hung up and turned. Lily had been watching, concern in her eyes. "Everything all right, Grandma?" Nora just nodded. "Yes, dear, everything's fine." That afternoon, Christine was wiping down the lobby of a tall glass building downtown. She had agreed to a night shift at Millennium Corp. It paid better and was quiet. Wearing her cleaning uniform, she pushed a mop back and forth on the marble floor. Christine, now 42, had streaks of gray in her hair and eyes lined with years of worry. But there was a quiet determination in her movements. She smiled politely at the few people who passed by. A young girl strode in, headphones on, holding her phone. Christine glanced up and froze. Lily Parker. Lily had followed a tip that there might be an internship in this company. She remembered the library memo about summer placements here. Lily nearly dropped the stack of papers in her arms. The woman wiping the lobby floor looked familiar. Not just the face, but something deeper. Lily's heart thumped. Christine looked up at Lily's surprised face. They locked eyes for a moment. Lily's phone slipped from her hand onto the carpet. The impact echoed. They both watched it fall in slow motion. Christine immediately hurried over, her instincts as a mother taking over. She dropped her mop and ran to pick up the phone. It's okay, she said softly, handing the phone to Lily, who bent to pick it up herself. Lily's voice trembled. "Thank you. Are you okay?" Christine smiled through tear-bright eyes, folding her paper apron and dustpan. "I'm fine. It's always a little jolt when the day starts." Lily realized Christine was still holding her phone, and the papers. "Oh, I'm sorry," Lily exclaimed. "I'm Lily, by the way. Lily Parker. Christine's expression changed. She held Lily's phone, hands poised to hand it back. Lily. Christine Walters, she answered gently, trying to steady her voice. Christine thought, we have the same name. Lily Parker, Michael Parker. A chill ran down her spine, but she covered it with a gentle smile. I see. Nice to meet you. Lily managed a small smile, putting her phone in her pocket. I work in finance upstairs. You must work here? A new cleaning staff, Christine said. First day, actually. I hope I do well. You will, Lily replied, studying Christine's face. Something about her seemed familiar, soothing. Lily shook her head, confused. Hey, do you believe in fate? Because I swear I feel like I've seen you before. You remind me of someone I knew a long time ago. Christine's heart skipped, Lily's brown eyes now eerily familiar. She said quietly, Oh, really? Life has funny ways of bringing people together. Lily nodded. Yeah, some dream or something. She gave Christine a quick glance. Well, it was nice meeting you. I have to get to a meeting. She walked towards the elevator. Good luck on your first day, Christine, Lily said brightly. Christine watched her go, tears blurring the smile on her face. That was Lily, she realized. That beautiful girl is my daughter. But Lily didn't see it yet. Over the next few weeks, something unusual happened. Lily began to frequent the lobby. Sometimes she was heading out for coffee, other times just needing a break. Somehow, every time Christine was there cleaning, Lily found herself offering conversation or help. One morning, Lily found Christine polishing the glass doors. Lily handed her a bottle of lukewarm coffee from her car's cup holder. Thought you might need this. Lily offered the coffee shyly. Christine accepted gratefully. They sat on a bench outside. You didn't have to do that, she said softly. Lily shrugged. Something tells me you work very hard. I remember feeling tired and never had coffee. She smiled faintly. I guess you remind me of someone who used to take care of me. My mother, she always made coffee in the morning too. Her voice trailed off. Christine's eyes filled with tears. The song Lily hummed softly, You Are My Sunshine. It was Lily's lullaby too. How many years had Christine wished she could sing it to Lily once more? Now she found herself singing the last lines quietly. Don't take my sunshine away. Lily's hand searched Christine's arm as if for support. Lily nodded, fighting tears. That's my mom's song. She sang it to me. Christine blinked rapidly. Oh God. She managed to say, It's a sweet song. There was silence. Then Lily took a deep breath. Christine, you look familiar. I feel like I know you. I can't explain it. Christine did her best not to let her voice tremble. I'm sure it's just a feeling, Lily. I don't know you. Lily gave a sad little smile and got up. I have to go. Nice seeing you. She waved and headed back upstairs to work. Christine watched Lily go, tears streaming silently. She followed Lily's movement, the grace in her walk, the way she brushed back her hair. Lily had grown into such a beautiful young woman. Christine realized how much time had passed, and how much it had cost them both. About 3 months passed. One late evening, Lily was working late in the finance department. She was the top intern, aiming for an analyst position. Most people had left, and the office was quiet. Her stomach growled. She had forgotten to eat all day. Christine finished cleaning the row of offices on this floor. She saw Lily hunched over her desk, eyes tired. Gently, Christine approached, carrying a sandwich and a bottle of water. Hey, I thought you might need this, she said kindly, setting the food down on Lily's desk. Lily jumped, startled and grateful. Oh, Christine! Thank you. That's really sweet. Christine noticed Lily hadn't eaten lunch and looked pale. You should take care of yourself. It's dangerous to burn out. Lily picked up the sandwich with shaky hands. I know, but I've been trying to finish this project. It's important. She took a bite. This is the first real food I've had today. She laughed weakly. Christine sat in the chair across from her, watching Lily eat with an odd mixture of joy and pain. You know, you remind me of someone, Christine said softly, speaking around the lump in her throat. Lily looked up between bites. Who? My daughter. Many years ago, she had the same smile. Christine's voice cracked. Lily froze. She put down the sandwich. Your daughter? Christine hesitated, tears brimming in her eyes. Lily's aura of calm, of being home. Christine felt both warmth and dread. She gently said, Lily, I have something to tell you. You and I. We have more in common than you know." Lily's eyes widened. Something in Christine's face terrified her, and yet she felt inexplicably safe. Lily whispered, "Christine, am I your daughter?" Christine's lips trembled. She nodded slowly, looking directly at Lily. "Yes, sweetheart. You're mine. I never stopped loving you." Time seemed to freeze. Lily's sandwich fell to the floor as she stared in shock. You're my mom?" she stammered. Christine reached across the desk and took Lily's hands. I was so foolish not to tell you sooner. They said you were gone forever, but I searched for you every day." Lily pulled her hands away, trembling. My grandmother was lying to me? She said you were dead. All these years I thought I had lost you, Mom." "Yes," Christine sobbed quietly. "But I was living, waiting to find you. Waiting for a day like today." Lily scrambled to her feet, anger and hurt in her eyes. "All these years. I had a mom and you did this to me? My mother is here and she hated you enough to steal me?" Christine stood to face her daughter. "Nora Parker, your grandmother. She is very powerful. She did terrible things to keep us apart." Lily shook her head in disbelief. "You're lying. Nora would never hurt me. I lived like a princess while you were in jail?" Tears spilled from Christine's eyes. "That's right, honey. She lied. She made sure we never found each other. She took me away by force, and she took you away too." As Lily's world shattered, Christine showed her a photo she had kept hidden. A picture of Michael with a newborn Lily. Lily took it and saw them both. Her knees buckled. "No." "This was you?" she whispered. At that moment, from around the corner, they heard a sharp voice. "Lily!" Nora burst out of a side office, rushing towards them. Her face was pale with fury. "What is going on here?" Lily turned to Nora, holding the photo. "Grandma, why didn't you tell me? Is it true? Christine is my mom?" Nora stepped between them. "No, Lily, this is crazy. You don't know this woman. She's unstable. She tried to prey on us." "No," Lily cried. "Stop. I know who I saw today." She held out the photo. "My mother. She never died. She's right here." Christine stepped forward, looking Nora in the eye. "Nora Parker, you deserve to hear this one last time. I am Lily's mother. I have been her mother from the moment she was born." Nora's jaw clenched. "This is outrageous. You won't confuse her. Lily, you are my granddaughter. Christine is a liar who tried to steal your future." Lily shook her head, tears flowing freely. "Nora, all my life you told me my mother had died. All these years I felt this ache, this emptiness. When I met Christine, I finally felt something real. You kept this from me." Nora tried to speak, but Lily raised her hand to silence her. "No, I want to hear it from her." She turned back to Christine. "Mom, is it really you?" Christine sobbed. "Yes, baby. It's me. I have tried for a decade to be with you. Your grandmother threatened me, gave me no chance. I lost you, and I never gave up trying to find you. I love you so much." Lily stared at her mother's tear-stained face. Then she looked at Nora. "Why? Why would you do this to me?" Nora's eyes glazed. She began to answer, but Lily interrupted, shaking. "You told me I had no mother and to love you, but I feel nothing for you. It feels true." Lily found her voice. "Mom, I want you. I want to be with you wherever it is. I'm done living a lie." Nora's eyes filled with shock and despair. Lily, wait." Lily shook her head and took Christine's hand. "It's Lily, and this is my mother." She led Christine toward the door. "I'll never see you again," Nora whispered, her voice breaking. Lily paused and turned for a moment, but not towards Nora. She reached back to Christine, gripping her tightly. "Goodbye," Lily said quietly. Outside the building, the night air was cool as Lily and Christine embraced. Mother and daughter held each other as if trying to make up for a decade lost. Across the parking lot, through the tinted glass of Nora's car, Nora watched them drive away. The expensive cars and bright city lights surrounded her, but she felt emptiness more vast than the night. She had built everything, a company, a fortune. But in a second she realized she had lost the only things that truly mattered. Nora looked at the photograph Christine had dropped on her desk. It was Michael's face, laughing, full of life. The truth of what she had done slammed into her. She had stolen love, and you can't buy love back. As the camera pans up to the sky, the narrator says softly, "Nora Parker, once a titan of industry, realized too late that true happiness isn't built on gold or power. Some secrets and some loves belong to the heart, not the grave, and sometimes what you think you're protecting can end up destroying you. If this story moved you, please give it a thumbs up and share it. What lesson did you take from this tale? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and tell us where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.